All right. You're finally live. What's up, everybody? What's up, chat? It's Overflow Nexus. No need for an introduction. You know who it is. Giving you the latest and greatest updates on the financial market as always. Appreciate y'all coming through. Just staring at some charts right now. Today has been a very chill day, actually. Very chill day. I edited a video, more like a short, really. And then I got into looking at some charts. Once I did finish editing the video, I uploaded it to YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reels. And now I'm chill, I'm here. So yeah, today has been a very laid back day, chill day. I can't complain about the day. Gotta let some people know that I'm live on Twitter. And then we'll get into the nitty gritty of these grimy markets. Because there's a lot to be said about these markets, to be honest. Let's see, let's do that. All right, let me go ahead and just share this. Man, today has been super laid back. It's been so laid back, I just want to just chill right now. Let's see. Let me go to Twitter. Wow, I can't spell. I said, come join me. Come join me. Come join me is what I meant to say. Come join me. At Bitcoin. Let me see. Wow, I really can't spell today. So, all right, we good. So we are live. CloudLife, Familia. Try to think of some controversial topics today. Oh well, I'll just go with the flow and see what happens today. All right, I just posted on Twitter, so we should be good now. Whether no one joins or if anybody joins, I don't care. Either way, I'm here to have fun, regardless of if I'm by myself or not. But looking at some charts and talking about, what I had seen last time, the market has, dropped quite significantly. Paying attention to key levels in this market and noticing what was going on. Noticing what was going on with, structure of the market and buyers and sellers, doing certain things to, contribute to where the market is at now. I noticed that buyers were showing signs of weakness on the chart. which I'll get into soon. But when they showed signs of weakness, you got to jump on that and start to change your bias when it comes to the performance of the market. So hopefully y'all can hear me. I don't know if I don't have no one let me know if the mic is good or not, but hopefully y'all could hear me clearly and make sure that we have some good analysis for you guys, because y'all don't want to miss none of this today. Not today anyway. But I'm just gonna kill time and let time go by. Got some Ichimoku analysis on Bitcoin. This is the daily time frame. Going to be covering what I see potentially being the move for this market. It's going to be quite interesting. I think people need a realistic bias on the market sometimes, and not just made up fantasy hopium stories. But we're gonna see a lot of stuff in this market very soon, so I'm gonna explain some of this. One of the big things that I was talking about in this level, in this region up here, if you watch my post on Twitter, I was saying that failing to break above the Tinkinson level, this red line here, if we failed to break above, because we were right here at the time, if we failed to break above, it was around this area, actually, it was here. I was saying if we fail to break above this area, that most likely prices will start to deteriorate and start moving back into this zone here, between 22,333 and 22,626. Market has came to it and below, and I said if we do break here at this, between these levels, this zone here, this fractal daily support, most likely the market's going to start pushing lower, and it did, and you see what's happened now. I think and I believe myself that the market is going to come down to this zone, this blue zone here, and then we'll probably see buyers come back into the market. That's when I think we'll get a little bullish again. I still got lower prices for the long term based off the weekly, and I'll get into that in a second, because this is a very important level right now. I should have really started with the weekly chart, but let me go ahead and do that. Coming to the weekly time frame, I was saying that the problem with the market, we are seeing rejection, and I've been saying this for the longest, and not to be toot my own horn or be arrogant or cocky, whatever. I'm not trying to be that. I was saying that if we do not get above this fractal level, most likely the market will result in pushing back lower into this weekly fractal resistance. And then once we test here, either we're going to make support or we're going to move a lot lower. Overall, the weekly time frame is still bearish, and I don't understand why people don't notice that. But still being bearish. We got a dark future cloud here, but the overall direction, the crossover, is bearish. So following the crossover being bearish, we stick with the bias, and if you stuck with the bias, you would have been in profit from this point all the way down here if you took a short. But we're trying to figure out if the market's going to start reversing at this point, and see if the bulls could hold hold this level, which is a very significant level in this time right now. So I want to see how this weekly candle closes, because it's going to be foretelling of what's going to happen next week and what's to come, which is very important. I do think that the problem with most people, they let their feelings get involved when it comes to investing and trading, when you got to look at it and be detached, have your emotions detached from your money and your finances. So looking here, having some patience, we see that rejection that I was talking about at that weekly level came. Now we're testing in here. We need to see, I'm just letting you guys know, we need to see bulls take this weekly fractal resistance, which is now could be potential support, which could push us higher. We still don't have a bullish crossover with Ichimoku. Notice how the red and blue line are both flat here. So we might even push back into this zone, which will take us to 20,361 and possibly even to the bottom of 20,086. All right. So those are potential moves in the market as of, just looking at the weekly. But like I said, if the market can hold this, this weekly fractal here, then we could see prices move a lot higher. And that's what I'm waiting for. Waiting for the market to give us a real move here. So I should be looking at this area realistically on the 4-hour time frame and daily time frame. So now we're going to move back down to the daily chart, really break down what's happening here. So coming down here, this is a fine chart. This is the other scenario, because so much could happen, and this is why you have to be patient when it comes to trading the markets. Know what time frame you want to trade on. Know when and where, and why you're taking a trade, because you don't want to trade blindly. When I say when to trade, pick what time frame to trade on and when to take the entry on that trade, where to take the trade, taking it at a level of support or resistance, and then why you are taking a trade. You have to know, are you taking a trade because you see the momentum? Are you taking a trade because of a crossover, or are you following your rules? Why are you taking the trade? A lot of people, from what I've noticed, I've watched a few streams of other people, just quietly watching. I noticed that they tend to watch the market and then jump in because they feel that the market's going to do this, when there's no real set rules for them entering the market. I could understand you entering a trade and taking a loss from your, following your rules versus just jumping in blindly. What is your criteria for entering the market? That's what I'm saying. So looking here, I still see this move happening. And this is only if, because this is the what's could happen right now, because the daily time frame is overall bullish based off the Ichimoku crossover in the cloud. This is why it's important to be patient, because we could still move hold here and then push higher. For us to really break to the upside, we need to see a few things, and this is what I want to identify. If I'm going to take a long based off the daily for a long-term swing, right? I want to see price get back above our blue line, and not just get back above our blue line. I want to see, I want to see momentum here. I want to see buyers start to really come in and then start pushing this market to the upside based off this volume. And then here, I want to see, the same thing. I want to see the momentum really start to push. We don't have that yet. This, overall is still overall bullish. This is screaming bulls. This baseline here is still way above the 50. So we're still overall bullish on the daily. However, we still need to see buyers do their part, push above the key June level, hold above, which will be anything above $22,333. Anything above that, we could be bullish. Now, here's the other part to that. All right, because I play chess and I look at things in the way of chess. So, what needs to happen? We need to see a price close above this level, and not just that. We need to see price, get above our red line as well to see this move back to the upside. So we could get this. All right. The next scenario we could get is a retest of breaking structure. You see here we had this strong bearish engulfing candle, broke structure at this fractal level here. We could get a retest here and then a continuation to the downside. bringing us back there. So that's why I'm patient here. I see really 3 scenarios that could happen, right? Just a push to the downside, just because we still got 21 hours for this candle to close, so we could still push to the downside, just straight going down. But that's to me, that doesn't seem too likely for just a straight push. I think we'll probably get this move. Most likely to happen is a push back into this zone, test the market structure breaking, then a push down. That's the scenario that I'm looking at. Then we'll test here, and then we'll probably start moving up again for an in-wave structure, possibly. And then the other scenario is we come back up, test here, bulls get strong, hold in here, push back up, get above our red line, and push back into the weekly resistance here. And then this will be the true test if the market's going to go up higher or lower. Now, looking on Twitter, well, actually, really, I don't follow too many people on Twitter. I just had to remake a new Twitter account because my old Twitter account got banned over some, silly content stuff that was, I was coming against the LGBT blah 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 community, and I got banned. So, whatever. I'm not afraid to speak my mind, but it is what it is. But looking here, seeing this right now, the market is trying to reposition itself and figure out what's going to happen in this zone. See if we hold it, push up, retest, push down, or just break back all the way back to the upside. So we have quite a few scenarios that could happen. I'm curious on what is going to be the main move, because right now in this market it's kind of hard to say if you're just glancing at one time frame. I tend to stick to the higher time frame for the overall bias, and then I go with the lower time frames to look for the entry. That's just my thoughts on that. However, everybody has a different style of trading. So if we go down to the 4 hour, we notice here where this is the weekly fractal resistance that's now testing as support. So what we want to see here is price move back above on the 4 hour time frame. We want to see price get above the blue line and the red line here, mainly the blue line, because once you break the base and this key level really here, this key level here, let me mark that. You really want to break this key level, this fractal level here on the 4 hour, and then you'll truly be, bullish. So I'm gonna mark this. I'm gonna make it a little thicker, make it a 4, make it a hot pink, and I'm gonna put this price must break this level to resume bullish. I'm only gonna make it visible on this 4 hour chart. I don't want too much noise on my chart. So yeah, price needs to break this level. It needs to break that fractal structure, which is at the 22,855 level. Once we break that level, then we'll start to get bullish, but we have to break that level. If not, market's going to continue lower. What could happen here, I'm going to draw up some scenarios. I'll have a few scenarios that could happen here. I'm going to change the color of this. Let's go to, let's see what color we want this. We're going to turn this purple. I'm going to make the outline purple as well. So we have a level, fractal level resistance right here currently. This is just structure right now. So we have quite a few structures. One thing that we could do, I need to see if there's anything going on here. So we have a good chance of reversing here. So we have a really good chance here to look for a buy opportunity. You may want to look at the 1 hour time frame to look for a buy chance. So let me start looking for something. Let me start really taking some profits. Boom. All right, so here, looking at this is what I see. I see that we are getting some slight rejection here. So we can't just, take the moves, straight to the downside. We can't do that. That's not how market moves usually. Usually markets don't move like that unless, the market's just, in a very bad place. But usually after some type of, rally or drop, whatever the case may be, in this case a drop, we get some sort of correction. We could get a correction back into this purple zone, back to our red Tinkerson, back to our Kijun, our blue line. We could get, move back into this area, maybe even a little bit above it, and maybe even here, testing here again, double top, boom, drop. Those are scenarios that can happen. All right, boom, there, test, boom, drop, another in-way structure to the downside. We could get that. Another scenario that we could get, come all the way up here, come here, hold structure, boom, move back to the upside. Most likely, if it's gonna, my voice cracked. Most likely, if it's going to move back to the upside, these two may cross over, and then we'll get that move back up. I need to, hydrate real quick before I go on fumes, because my voice cracked pretty hard just now. But that's what I'm seeing for Bitcoin right now. Probably a push back to the upside. But we can't assume that. That's why I like trading the lower time frames to really see who's winning on the micro levels. So coming down to the 1 hour time frame, really you see that sellers are still winning here. Let's see, we do have some rejection going on. We have structure right here that just was formed. So for price to go short or continue to the downside, what price is it? Price must break $21,709. Price needs to break this for a short. So I'm gonna, mark that. Okay. I'm like, what the world? Okay. So for price to continue lower, it must break this level of structure here, which is $21,697. Breaking that structure there will, really push the market a lot lower. So let's see if buyers are coming in. We don't have buyers coming in yet, but buyers are eyeing this spot right now. I do believe that we'll probably push up a little bit, whether it's in here, this TK zone between the red and blue line, or we'll push into this fractal levels, look for a short here, because overall the market is bearish, and we want to see how how they're going to fare down here as far as pushing the market up or continuing lower, whatever the case may be. So it's hard to say right now. I don't want to assume anything. You could have rejection. You see all this rejection here, and the price still goes down. This is why I marked this key level here. I'm gonna mark one more thing. I'm gonna clone it. I'm gonna make this into a zone Let me take off these words so that I could have only one. There we go. So we have a zone here. Price needs to hold above. Price needs to hold between $21,679 to $21,765. Holding above this zone here, between these two levels, if we could stay above here, we could see price move back to the upside. So we could easily, get something like this back into here, or back into something like this, and then we'll see if we'll get a drop off, a move higher, or a drop off here. So those are a few scenarios that I see based off the 1 hour time frame. That's why I don't want to make any moves yet. I'm just, at one glance, I'm making getting all the information in my head and seeing what's the most probable right now. Right now there is no move to take. It's pretty stagnant, nothing really to go for right now. So it's just, chill out and, watch and see what happens with the market. So that's my thoughts on Bitcoin for now. There's really nothing to go for. There's really nothing to look at, but just give y'all, just different scenarios at this present time, because there's really nothing here to go off of yet. All right. Let's see. All right, so we're gonna move on to XRP. So I want to take off these. And then we'll move to XRP. XRP did its thing, like I said. I told people it's gonna come into the zone and went a little deeper. Oh, we got a death cross here. That's not good. Does Bitcoin have a death cross? Let me see. No, Bitcoin is the only one that don't have a death cross. That's interesting. So we have a death cross on XRP. Let me go ahead and do this real quick, since we're here. All right. I don't even know if y'all see me right now, but I'm pretty sure y'all don't. So let me go ahead and go back to the go time. Yeah, I don't know. I wanted to record something while looking at this. Maybe I can. Hold on, give me a second. I try to do double work at the same time. So I want to clip something or record something on OBS while give y'all my bias on the market. So let me do that real quick. Let me see. Okay. All right, we're clear there. All right. Let me go ahead and do double work at the same time, and then we'll get going. Like I was saying, XRP has dropped significantly, failed to get above the red level here, the Kijun or Tinkerson level here. And so since we see that it failed to get above, we tested this level that I was talking about. And now seeing that we are breaking below. So what may happen, we may start seeing bears start really ramping this market up. We also have a death cross, so be paying close attention to this market. Retest, drop. That's what I'm seeing right now in this market. All right. So this scenario is most likely to play out. We had a lot of bullish momentum to the upside. We could also come in here because we do have a fractal level here. So I'm going to say something like this. Probably test in here, this flat Kumo. And once we test the flat Kumo, then we'll probably see either, momentum back to the upside, or bears really start to say screw it and push the market down. So that's what I'm seeing, on the daily anyway. I'm trying to see the overall picture here. They're coming down to the 4-hour time frame. This was the analysis that I had for you guys. I said, this is the potential reverse zone in this between these red lines here. Trying to remember where I called it. I think it was at this point where I said, we'll look at the market reversing from this point, and then the market came back up here, dropped, came back, retested another time, and then dropped. Almost hit full target here. Wonder why it stopped here. Let me look over. There was some support in here, so I should have probably looked at that right in here. But anyway, I didn't see that, so that's fine. But looking at this market, we had that retest 3 times, triple top drop, and you see where the market's at now, trying to fight its way back up with it, which is it's failing to do so. It's funny how we call these moves. Look at this. Look at that right there. We saw some bullish divergence, and then bam, look what happened to the upside. And then so it was here. So it was at this level where I called it, like I was saying. Called the buy here. I said once it gets to this level, I said this price has to break this level, and then failed to do so, came down, tested this area, came back up, tested for the 3rd time. 1, 2, 3. Actually, you could say 4 if you consider back here, but tested 4 times. Boom, drop off. So now we're seeing bears take over, and we also broke that. If you look at it carefully, let's take Ichimoku off so y'all can see it a lot clearer. We saw this happen. We saw it break consolidation. You see that? Broke consolidation. Now a retest, drop off, come back up. Retest of breaking consolidation. Maybe it comes up in here, maybe it comes up here. Maybe it doesn't do it, maybe it just drops off. We don't know. We never know what's going to happen in the market. The market is unpredictable. However, probability, most likely that thing will come back in here. Could also push back up here, test again, just to sucker people in and maybe even break higher. But looking at this market, seeing this, just for now, that's what I'm seeing. That's what I would look for anyway, based off how I trade. So seeing that it broke that consolidation range coming down, we also have a dark future cloud, bearish crossover. So we're thinking bearish anyways. We want to see price start rejecting at this level, in between this level. Or let's see what price is that at the 38 cents and 543 level, and then if price enters into the Kijinsen-Tinkinson zone, then we'll look to go short as well if it breaks back below. Alright, that's what I see for XRP. XRP pretty much the same as Bitcoin. Looking to go short on it. I don't know why it shows XRP with a Bitcoin signature up here on my thing, but that's quite funny. It shows the Bitcoin logo on XRP, which is interesting. Moving to, let's see, what's next? Ethereum. Okay, just switched. Checking out Ethereum. Ethereum has dropped as well. Going back to it. I was looking at this on the bigger picture. I think it was 4-hour time frame. Yeah, 4-hour time frame. I was saying that we had some bearish divergence. We had a triple top drop, and then once we dropped off, I believe I said, where was it at? Right in here. I believe I said the market's going to come back up, retest. It did. Made price action. Sell. Signal. Boom. Take profit area was here, and then so on and so forth. Take profit was here because I said if it did break this structure, then most likely it's going to come back up. But look what happened. We had price action in here. Where is it at? Price action in here. We saw this is not a shooting star. This is Greystone. Actually, you could argue that this is a shooting star. But either way, we see that it's price action. We got a lot of rejection here. Put entry there. Drop off. Major drop off. Said this is a potential reversal zone, which it was, because right here, look what happened. Came into this level perfectly like a sniper. Pow. Dropped. And you see what happened down here or up here. Market dropped off from that point like a sniper. So looking at this market, we have found some level of support down in here, which is why I have these lines drawn up. Looking at it, I think we'll probably see an upward movement based off the 4-hour. I don't know if it'll be this deep, if it'll come way up here and start moving this deep. However, if it does, then that's what I'll look to go short. If it doesn't, most likely we'll have to pay attention to the 1 hour, see what's going on down in here. But a lot of noise is happening. So I personally want to see, to take a trade for myself, I want to see fractals get broken or bounce off a level. But right now I don't see nothing to take a trade. It's just, wait and see. Wait and see. So I don't see nothing right now. This is why day trading is hard. You're not always going to find opportunities when you want opportunities. But we have to wait. I can't give you real information yet. Let me see if daily time frame, we don't have a bearish crossover, so technically we're still thinking bullish based off the daily, because anything could happen in a day, so we have to wait and see. The weekly, we are overall bearish. We failed to break above this level, this fractal here, failing to break above here. If you noticed, let me zoom in for y'all so y'all really get this breakdown on what I'm talking about. This is our fractal level. Look how many times the market rejected. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Rejected 4 times. Price breaks at gets closes underneath this blue line here, I'll look to go short. So this week, if we get a close underneath here, something like this is what I would look for. That's personally what I would look for in this area. And this is just trading market structure in the range that's happening here. So that's why I'm just waiting. It's a lot going on, and you can't, this is just like trying to just see what the most probable move is. It's not saying that's going to happen. I'm just saying that seems like the most probable move to happen in this space right now. A lot of news against crypto. You got the SEC trying to cut crypto's head off. You got you also got the economics of the world right now in shambles, especially the United States. Inflation and interest rates is crazy right now. And that's going to further hurt the economy, and also hurt the crypto space. And eventually, once that happens, you'll see the real crash and real recession, and you'll see what's going to happen with people. Did it take heed of what's been going on in this financial space? And it's going to be disastrous once it kicks off, and that's sad, but that's the reality of what things are, where things are headed. Now, now you have this crazy financial system that's being built. Then you have uh, AI technology. You have so much digital stuff going on right now that I don't think people take a step to really, take a breather and stop looking at everything. Just really look at everything in the totality of what's really happening in the world and the United States and such. Wherever you want to look, and then even in the spiritual realm, things are going crazy as well. So everything's starting to add up. We are in some end times, whether you want to acknowledge that or not. But this is the end times, and when people start taking a hit, it's gonna be easier to control them because you make them bow to the system, or they they're either in the system or they're out. They either comply or they don't, because they're either gonna follow the rules and live a life according to the people that have power, according to them, or it is going to be it's going to be one of those things where people are going to truly be tested. Let me just say it like that. That's the best way to say it. But y'all let me know because maybe I might be looking into things too much, or maybe I know something you don't. Who knows? But anyway, looking at this, the market don't look good. Everything looks bearish. It looks like it's going to be a disaster for a lot of folks that invested, and a lot needs to happen for the long term, especially getting above to start going higher. So it's going to be an interesting ride in this crypto game. I'm not going to lie. It's going to be one wild ride. I hope you guys really, buckle down and really start to see this market for what it is. Stop playing into their hands. Try to take your time and really really try to figure out what's happening, with yourself. And what I mean by that is like, try to get yourself in a place spiritually that's where you're strong, because you're gonna have to be strong spiritually to survive these times. Or you're gonna, end up doing stuff and breaking your own morals during these times, because these times are gonna get dark, real dark, especially with the technologies coming out, especially with what the laws that are being passed and all that. You just see darkness everywhere. But it is what it is. I think once people realize where this world's going, the direction the world's going, I think the sooner the better they can start, leaning more on God than leaning on their own strength, and that's the total key to surviving in this world soon. But we shall see. We shall see. But that being said, you guys, I'm not gonna be here. No, not much longer. I'm going to dip. Hope you guys enjoyed this live and this technical analysis. I will see y'all in the next live. And if you are following me on, if you follow me here, feel free to subscribe to the YouTube channel, join the Discord. I personally want to thank you guys for, just, showing support to the channel, showing support to me. I don't take it for granted. I'm really thankful. I'm gonna be praying for you guys and just praying that we make the right decisions during these times, because right now it's hard to really move accordingly if you're not having a foundation on the Word of God, or have a foundation in general. So y'all be blessed. I will see y'all in the next stream, and I will hope that y'all make better decisions, and myself as well, because you right now is no room for error right now. Very little room for error in these days that we are living. So if you're a multimillionaire, then cool, whatever. But anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed the stream. I'm talking too much. Y'all be blessed. I will see y'all next time. Peace.